What's up, Taiwan? How's it going? I'm Liao with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The theme of this year's National Day celebrations in Taiwan is defense. Relations with China, which claims Taiwan, have been increasingly tense. And as Taipei looks to improve its national defense, the government says it will extend the length of mandatory military service for the country's young men. Louise Watt reports.
Questioned in the legislature, Taiwan's defense minister confirms he will extend the country's current 4-month conscription time. Military observers and politicians have criticized Taiwan's 4 months of mandatory military training for men as too short. Not only have tensions risen with China, which claims Taiwan as part of its territory, but Taiwanese have taken notice as ordinary Ukrainians took up arms against Russian forces, reigniting fears that people in Taiwan aren't sufficiently prepared should they too one day face an invasion. But the reaction to extending conscription is mixed among those yet to serve. Military observers say that while it may be necessary to extend military service, Taiwan has to be better prepared to train conscripts. With the theme of defending Taiwan at the forefront of this year's National Day celebrations, Taiwanese will be hoping that any change to conscription will make a difference in the ability of their armed forces to fight back against any Chinese aggression. Karma Xu and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
With new COVID cases still in the tens of thousands daily, Taiwan's health authorities are allowing more people to get the second-generation Moderna vaccine. Starting Tuesday, all adults will be eligible to get the jab, which targets the BA.1 variant. The vaccine had originally been restricted to the most at-risk groups, then expanded to frontline medical and transportation workers. Taiwan currently has 2.7 million doses of the second-generation Moderna shot and will order more if demand is high enough. Taiwan is planning to go nuclear-free in just a few years, almost 5 decades since it started its nuclear power program. To find out more about the history of nuclear energy in Taiwan, reporter Eric Gao spoke with Steve Jiang, the former general manager for General Electric Hitachi Nuclear Energy in Taiwan.
So Taiwan's nuclear program started in the 70s. What was the impetus for the country to start its program at that time?
Okay, Taiwan's nuclear power program started in the 70s as a part of the so-called 10 Great Construction projects, the so-called oil crisis, and made the government realize that need nuclear power. And so the first nuclear power plant started construction in about 1972 timeframe. And then the second nuclear power plant followed it shortly in a few years. And then the third nuclear power plant also followed that in a few years. So from December of 1978 to May of 1985, okay, in those few years, all 6 units of Taiwan nuclear plants went on commercial operation. At that time, it consisted of more than 50% of the total electricity generated in Taiwan. Today, it consists of about 10% of the total electricity generated in Taiwan.
Taiwan is looking to go nuclear free in just a few years. What's changed between the early 70s and now for the government to make that decision?
It's a DPP government decision. And the DPP government was saying that we can go nuclear free and replace it, especially with renewable energy, such as wind power and then solar power. And it used the example of Germany. Germany is the first real major economy or major country that is going nuclear free. But it should be noted that Germany is pretty much in the middle of Europe, so you can trade okay, electricity across its borders very freely. Taiwan is an island, okay, and it has no connection to any other grid, the electricity grid. So therefore, you cannot get power from anywhere. So all power in Taiwan obviously is generated by itself, and also from all the energy that's imported, okay, and all the fuel that's imported.
You said that about 10% of Taiwan's current energy is produced by nuclear power. If Taiwan does go nuclear free in just a year and a half, 2 years, what can replace it during that time frame?
The only way to replace it is to build more natural gas plants or more coal plants. Obviously, the coal plants are not desirable, okay, because of the pollution. And we all know that obviously, when there's no sun, there's no solar power. When there's no wind, there's no wind power. So solar and wind is not a stable source of electricity supply. So on the contrary, nuclear power plants has been a workhorse for Taiwan for the last 40 years or so. And if you are replacing a stable supply of electricity, then you must replace it with the same stable supply of electricity.
Taiwan's National Day celebration is being held on Monday. As part of the festivities, the presidential office has been lit up for the last few days with a special show each night from 7 to 9 o'clock. October 10th is the last chance to see the spectacle. Sandy Chi was at one of the shows.
The crowds are huge. There are people here from all walks of life, younger children all the way to the older generation. They're here for a show, and this show at the presidential office has been a highlight of the National Day since 2017. This year's theme is Love Embraces Taiwan, the Island of Light.
经典是不会褪色的。透过展演，我们重温不同世代的经典作品，也共同见证台湾文化蓬勃多元的发展。
The 12-minute show, projected on the building, features famous Taiwanese movies, classic songs, and masterpieces of local artists. So this group has just seen the first round of the show. So can you tell me, how do you feel at the current moment?
Fresh, epic, Taiwan #1, yeah!
Combining everyday scenes from life in Taiwan with century-old classics, the government says the show expresses the passion and expectations of Taiwan. It is also a tribute to those who have dedicated their lives to Taiwan's cultural industries.
It shows some very old-school classical Taiwanese artists. Even I'm live in Taiwan for a long time, but I never know those artworks.
And there is a surprise element to the show. A projection of Taiwanese artist Huang Tushui's sculpture, Water of Immortality, the first recorded nude statue in Taiwan. After each 12-minute show, photographs taken by local high school students are projected on the building. The organizers say it's an opportunity to make the show more meaningful for future generations.
我觉得台湾是我们最爱的国家，有一股要哭的感觉，就是觉得说啊，我们的台湾这么美，是很感动，就这样子。
You can feel the excitement in the atmosphere. October 10th is a public holiday in the country. It is regarded as the 111th birthday of the Republic of China. That is the official name of Taiwan, and the celebration is across the country during this time. Alex Chen and Sandy Chi at the presidential office for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Enjoy this Venetian architecture in Italy. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.